All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the June 3rd, 2026 council meeting. Please join me in a moment of silent prayer and pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor St. John.
Here.
Mr. Capel.
Here.
Mrs. Cooper. Here. Mr. Ghost.
Here.
Mr. Crummy.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mrs. Crawford. Here. 7 present, we have quorum.
We had a meeting on May 20th of this year, looking for a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Grumney,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Ghost. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Grumney.
Yes.
Mr. Ghost.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
Mayor St. John.
Yes.
Mr. Capel.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper. Yes. Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
7 yeas, motion approved.
All right, we have one scheduled visitor, Connor Wolf. I believe you're here. Come on up. Big Walnut High School. Hey, Bud Zach taking pictures. You want us to smile? Good deal. There we go. Connor, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Good to see you. I remember you from ski club and the band.
Yeah, you're the director of that, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Nice. I graduated last year. I was in the class of 2025, not the one that just graduated a couple days ago, or a couple weeks ago at this point. For about a year now, we've been working with Mr. Hennessy on the past gift from 2025. And the plan is to give North Miller Drive the honorary name of Golden Eagles Way as the ready signs. This is the concept art here. The plan is to have these signs be double-sided but not reflective. We have chosen 8 locations for these signs, which you can see in the other image here, along the public section of North Miller Drive. And yeah, that's kind of the plan for that. This is something that we've seen other schools do, such as Delaware Hayes. Here in Delaware, Ohio, they have an honorary name outside of their high school. And additionally, this has been approved by the Big Walnut School Board and will be paid for using our class budget. Additionally, we have a sign contractor in line to manufacture these signs, and we would allow the city to install them. At this point, we're still just working through the approval process, and we hope to have the project done by the end of the summer. Do you have any questions at this point in time?
This is great. I like this idea, but what about the street addresses for the businesses and the residences down through Miller?
Nothing changes. It's just an honorary name.
Okay, it's just gonna be Miller Drive, still be called Miller Drive, basically,
Mhm.
except for that certain section referred to as Golden Eagles Way. Okay.
Right. It's like, Lane Avenue outside of Ohio State.
Yeah.
Lane Avenue has the honorary name of Champions Way after they won the national championship last year. But like nobody refers to it as that. It's just the sign that they have up. So that's all this is. Nothing changes.
So these would go above the Miller Drive signs or?
Either above or
Somewhere,
below,
yeah.
wherever it's convenient.
I like it.
Mhm.
Very cool.
I did mention at our last council meeting that Mr. Wolf did come to the events and commemoration meeting and gave us a presentation and started with that and is working his way up to council. So, but full support from the events and commemoration committee.
I like the idea.
Funding come directly from your class funds?
Yeah, I talked to the superintendent the other day, and even though we've been out for a year, he still says, "Oh, we still have the money for you guys." So I'm like, "Great."
Any idea on cost? Just curious.
I think the signs are gonna be about $15 a piece. So that's 15 times 8.
That's it, huh? That's almost nothing.
And then we'll also have to provide the hardware to install the signs on the posts. So that's gonna be a little more expensive. I think each mounting point is about $20 to $30 for a sign. So that's still it's a little more expensive with that, but it's still not that bad.
Were there other projects that your group was considering, or did you guys kind of go into it knowing this is what you wanted to do?
The original idea was, the water tower by the high school, the Delco sign. They wanted to put like an eagle head on the side of the water tower, and they were like, "That's not possible."
Just curious.
It seemed like the first class gift that we've had in a couple of years. I think the last one was 2022. So we're excited for it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for giving us.
We're looking at addressing this under new and unfinished business.
Yeah.
Okay, is there gonna be further dialogue? Is that what you're suggesting?
Just,
Or you
yeah,
need a
if
motion
you
of
have any
support?
questions or just kind of how it would be implemented. We've talked to Jake about it. So, and again, there's still a little bit of work in terms of figuring out how to mount it and mount it consistently. You know, there are different types of poles along North Miller Drive, so we've got to work through that just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I think we can get there. You just, really, I think what we just want to make sure is that council supports it and then we'll figure out the implementation of it. And I think and Connor, you didn't mention this, but I mean, I do think in some ways, so one of the other things you guys did, and maybe the school did it, is you, along the school portion of the drive, you guys did add flags or banners along that, I think is a way to kind of, you know, brand the whole route. So this piece is missing a little bit, but anyway.
So are we asking Connor to stick around for
Yeah,
next couple
no,
hours?
that's the reason we put him on here, so he could come do his presentation and take off.
I personally support the idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
Great.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Good work. All
Thank you.
right, next on the visitor section, do we have a list of speakers?
Yeah, so we have one speaker I know that was tight in between meetings, so if there are others who want to speak, certainly let us know. But the one speaker signed up, Katrina Sontag.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm the only one. I feel a little lonely here.
We're with you.
So, all right, welcome back, I guess. And I wanted to start the topic a little bit about my family. We all had some health concerns over the past years. My son started having Crohn's when he was 12. That was a hard journey. My husband has colitis. I have melanoma, so we're all pretty stricken with some sicknesses. Oh my gosh, sorry.
It's okay.
So we do not only care about our own health, we also care about family, neighbors, friends. I have a friend, her son has ALS. She couldn't make it today. She was really wanting to speak up here. It's very important for her to point out how important the environment is to keep her son healthy and ours too. I need you please to understand what a burden it is to always come up here, and that's getting less and less people because it's just really strength for us to come every Wednesday and make the spot to be here, to be present and really give that urgency of these data centers that we really do not want them here in our residents. So we need to know we can focus on our small lives and all the struggles and of our health and our financial burdens. We need to make sure we can pay our bills. We don't put more burden on our families through these data center infrastructures we are going to pay for it with the electricity bill going up or our taxes going up for that. Our property value is going down, therefore, because it's not surrounding what is desired if you live in an industrial area. We are not even talking about the environmental shock and devastation they will bring to us. And you should know the facts by now. I mean, we have been trying to speak and we have really trying to bring out that information. And I feel there's a lot of movement going on around us, not only here in Sunbury, which is good. Everyone needs to wake up and really get this as a topic. We urge you to be a good human and a good representative of us. Please say a clear no to the data centers. Cancel those projects put in front of you. Ohio and all the states are waking up and trying to stop this catastrophe. Be a leading part. Keep our city and surrounding as beautiful as it is. People want to move here because they know you keep them safe. We can sleep, we can breathe without industrial stressor. Please, I urge you to show your power for us, we the people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the only signed up.
Anyone else like to speak with city council?
I would like to speak.
Right.
I'm sorry, I was debating on whether or not I would just speak.
It's okay. Can you state your name and address, please?
I'm Alicia Doty. I have spoken at council before. And I was not planning on speaking this evening, but on my way here, when I was leaving my daughter's Grease rehearsal, because she is participating in that play that opens tomorrow night. And I left early because I'm volunteering with that as well. I was driving down my road where the proposed industrial park is, and I cannot fathom the size of this project, and I don't think that most residents can. When you are driving down Vance Valley and it takes you 3 miles to finish from start to end on this proposed industrial park, and then to imagine the data centers within this space, it's incomprehensible to my brain because it's so massive. And I don't know that people understand that this proposed industrial park will be half the size of Sunbury. It is huge. When I look at the Johnstown area and what has happened to that community, it has completely transformed it. And people who live in Sunbury do not want that type of transformation. It's massive. And I think that's part of the problem, is that the jump that you have made is so big that you have left people behind in joining you to accept this. It is bigger than most of us can comprehend until it's in front of us. And it scares me because I live right next to it. I'm surrounded by it. My entire home will be surrounded by your industrial park. I don't know that you recognize how big of a deal this is to people like me and my neighbors. And I would like to invite you. I know some of you have been meeting one-on-one with speakers who have been coming to council meetings. I would like to extend an invitation to all of you to come to my home to see what you would be doing to my family. I will cook you dinner. I'll make you iced tea. I'll bring you a beer if you want a beer. I want you to be able to see that I'm a human who is massively impacted by your decisions. And I am community. I volunteer and lead a Girl Scout troop. I'm volunteering at a theater. I am not Amazon who lives somewhere else and just gives you money. I am what makes your community, me and other people like me. And I want you to make sure that you can see that. I don't want to be your enemy because I don't think that's how we go through life. But it's really hard to feel like you're not attacking me. And I want you to know that. I don't think any of you wish me harm or ill. I know you want what's best for Sunbury. But when I look at me and all of my neighbors and what you will do to transform our lives, it feels like an attack. And I don't want that. I want you to see that we are all human and that we can find a way to make Sunbury great together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak with city council?
Barry Bennett, 272 High Street. I also was not going to speak tonight. I just want to attack this from a slightly different angle based on feedback I've been hearing. For whatever reason, people keep asking me questions that I do not have answers to because I can't. So based on the last couple of meetings, I was kind of wondering if it might be time for some kind of public awareness paper. I think you presented one at one time that kind of updates the community as to where we are, where we're not. And particularly, there seems to be some confusion as to what council can and can't do in these cases. I believe that at the moment, there's nothing on the table for you to even vote on from the potential data center people. If that's the case, then I think the people need to know that. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying one example of that kind of thing where nobody really knows what's going on. I keep hearing from people that council is not listening. My response to that is, then how do you explain the moratorium? You know, that kind of thing, because we know council listening, but what can be done and what can't. Sorry, I gotta go for my notes because I didn't prepare something. Maybe some tentative timelines on what may or may not happen by when. My personal belief, based on some research, is this whole data center push is coming from the state level, not even close to the community level. And I think in a lot of cases across the country, smaller towns, and we are a smaller town, has kind of been, I hate to use the word blindsided, but that's the feeling by these $800 billion corporations that have kind of pretty stealthy way of doing things until we find out, and then it's too late to do anything about it. Just my opinion. I don't know if that's the case, but possibly an update to the community that covers that sort of thing. And I think I'm going to cut it off there because, like I said, I didn't prepare any notes, and I'll start rambling. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dennis. Anyone else like to speak with city council? Right. Next item on the agenda, committee reports, Mr. Long,
I do not have any today. Thank you.
Mr. Grundy,
Do not.
Mr. Capel.
Yes, we had a very productive services committee meeting prior to this. The bulk of which was dominated with a discussion on e-bikes legislation. So Sean brought forth a presentation on what we currently have in our ordinances as far as governing electrical bikes, electrical motorcycles, scooters, other electronic devices that are used for mobility. As well, Officer Holden and our SROs presented as well on what they're seeing from an enforcement standpoint, what the schools are seeing and complaining about. I think most of us on council have seen some examples of unsafe behavior on the e-bike, so it's come to the forefront. There's going to be more discussion on it. I definitely encourage anybody that's interested in this, especially if your kids ride e-bikes, to go back and listen to that, watch that particular meeting. But there are some gaps in our legislation. Our legislation that exists right now is 16 years old. So it's not even current with the Ohio Revised Code right now, needs some updates. So this is a great time for us to go back, look at it and decide what a good way forward is for those vehicles. Then in other updates, we have a reading on council tonight for contract modification for our East Granville Street Route 37 widening project. It's a contract modification for potential remediation of railroad maintenance equipment that might have existed in the past. So when I was talking to Carla about this earlier, she mentioned at least it's not a gas station or a cemetery. We've run into that with gas stations before, but this is something that we need to have looked into. That's going to be a $31,000 project there. Then in a couple weeks, we're going to get a reading for a right-of-way acquisition service. That's going to be a $264,000 project. And then we very quickly reviewed our master services agreement with Verdantis. It needs updated because it's Verdantis now instead of CT. So there's some changes that need made there. And then the last update was we are in a week doing sanitary flow monitoring as a result of the Cheshire lining project that finished up a few weeks ago.
Sure. That's all I got. Thank you. Mrs. Cooper.
Yes, earlier this evening, before the services committee met, the Parks and Rec committee met, and we discussed a J.R. Smith Park update. And I wanted to fill you guys in that we received $375,000 from the state capital budget, and we intend to use that money. So this is going to be additional money on top of the bond that we already took out. So this monies are going to go towards a sidewalk installation on the south side of East Cherry Street and South Morning Street. And it's also going to include some asphalt around the Lions building. And there might be some money left over. And we talked a little bit about that. Carla's going to look into a lot of things, but some specific things we talked about were more shade trees and security in the area, cameras and stuff. So it does kind of push our substantial completion date back because now there's going to be more work that's going to be done. Carla's going to keep really close eye on all of the work that's being done. She's hopeful that it's possible maybe we could do a soft opening earlier in the fall, but that would obviously hinge on it being very safe and but we're hopeful, but we're grateful for the money and we're grateful to add on to that project. And if you've driven by it, but it's all the dirt, it's all dirt over there now. Like things are really moving. It's exciting. And the bulk of our meeting really was on a DORA coming to Sunbury. The Chamber of Commerce sent a representative, Jill Love. She's the board president of the chamber right now. And she came, and along with her was Mr. Holderby with District 13, and there was a rep from Firehouse. There was a few more reps from local restaurants that were in the audience as well. And they submitted I guess, did they submit the permit to you, or you worked sort of together on the permit?
Yeah, we're working collectively on it.
So we reviewed a permit. I've asked Alyssa to shoot that over to all of your OneDrive so you can look at it. It will be coming to council probably sooner than later. Just to highlight a few things. One, I can't remember everyone they said, Chief, but they said that the police had reached out to 4 different municipalities in the area that have DORA to check on how it's been going for their police departments, because ultimately the police are responsible for the safety in Sunbury. So just because we have a DORA, I mean, they're the ones that are enforcing the law. So, and no, they didn't get any negative feedback from that, is my understanding. Something interesting is there's 167 DORAs in Ohio, but what they're proposing is just the square. It wouldn't go beyond the square. And one thing that I had asked about, and then they pointed it out to me written down, is that in the permit, there is a built-in 6-month, what would you say?
Review. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, constant monitoring.
Yeah, and I believe that was between Mr. Hennessy and the chief.
Yes.
And they would report back to us and say, hey, this is how DORA is going so far. This is, it's supporting, people are supportive of it. It's not going well, whatever. And then I think they said too, like mandatory minimum, you have to review it in 5 years, but you could review it before then. But built into the permit is a 6-month review.
So that's 6 months. That's like a grace period, or is that we can revoke it if it comes back?
My understanding is we can revoke it probably at any time. And for sure, the police and fire can revoke it temporarily if there would ever be an event that they would feel is happening that they don't feel like a DORA could be, but this is just a built-in time frame for us so it doesn't get on the back burner and we feel like, oh, well, it's already done. That's not true.
Yeah. And sorry, one last question. Is there a time frame for the DORA?
So what's in the permit is closed Monday and Tuesday, no DORA Monday and Tuesday, and then or Wednesday, excuse me. So it would be open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday as proposed from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. It blacks out the Independence Day celebration. We're just doing that because, whatever day, we may not always celebrate on the 4th when it falls on a Sunday. Sunbury Sizzle and Sound, and Christmas on the Square. We had an extensive discussion on the movies on the square. There's a movie on the square this Friday. We're not going to have DORA this Friday, but we wanted to talk about it for the future. And we felt like since the DORA expires at 9 o'clock and the movies don't really start until about 9 o'clock, we didn't feel like we needed to black those dates out. But we can be getting feedback from the chamber. Jill came with a lot of information. You're welcome to go back and look at that video too. The overwhelming thing was that we had done a survey. Daryl had put out a survey, and he said he was expecting approximately 200 results, and we got over 900. And did you say it was like 85% to 90% were in favor? And he asked all of these specific questions about the community feel and about family events, and it was overwhelmingly yes, still DORA, yes, still DORA. So we really felt like we needed to see this through. So the next step Daryl had said was he was going to have specific conversation. He had involved the police. I mean, the chamber has been talking about this for years. The police have been involved, but Daryl wants to do a one-on-one with the fire chief and the police chief, because we want to absolutely have their buy-in on this. And then once he feels comfortable with that, he plans to bring it forward to council. It will be an ordinance, so.
I would imagine. Yeah, it's essentially an application. So you would authorize the city manager to submit an application to create a DORA. That's the action that you would take.
And then once we
Yeah.
do that, it then goes to liquor control.
So the state, yeah.
And Jason said they're looking at about a 2-week turnaround. So.
Yeah, and one other thing I would add is if I could, is that I think some key feedback we got from the other political jurisdictions when the chief and his team had reached out is to make sure that we blocked off any parking lots. So we've explicitly drawn the square. I mean, there are parking lots that are sitting around the square. Just want to make sure that people don't take a drink back to their car, sit in a parking lot and drink. That's not at all what the DORA is about. The other thing we'll do is we'll summarize the economic data that the chamber brought so that you can see that as well. So there has been some additional, and by economic data, other DORAs around the state have reported on kind of the economic benefits of that. So
businesses,
summarize that.
impressive. Yeah, she came prepared.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so it was very interesting. I know anyone who's been sitting up here for a few years have been hearing from our residents that they wanted DORA. So it was interesting, and it'll be back. Alyssa's going to forward all of that to you in your OneDrive so you can look it over, and it'll be coming to council.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Corbett, Mr. Gibbs.
Yeah, so as the city's fire board representative, I can tell you that the district's beautiful station is open. It is being staffed. I think vast majority of folks have moved in along with the equipment. We have some maintenance items to deal with, primarily with the exterior and the concrete pad, punch out items. Grand opening is probably going to be later this summer. I would say September, October. So that's that. Operational levy. The current one ends, it's a 3-year, ends this year. So on the 1st of January, which means we have to begin our discussions on what we're doing for the next 3 years. So we will most likely have something on the ballot in the fall. And of course, we have to pay for this new station and operate it. So most likely could be an increase.
Okay.
Discussions will start in a week or two.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you. All right, we did have a planning and zoning commission meeting on May 26th. There were primarily 4 items on the agenda. First one was related to Dries Homes. This is the property to the south of Bewee. That property has been zoned for many years. I mean, I want to say maybe at least 10, maybe 20. It looks like they are going to be developing 27 homes. There was one variance request that I believe was approved by the BZA.
It was.
And that is just basically didn't have anything to do with setbacks or density. It was purely based on the length of the cul-de-sac. If you have any questions, those plans are publicly available. Major commercial site plan, local provisions. This is on the corner of Granville Street and Sunbury Meadows. Their major commercial site plan was approved, and now they're moving towards final engineering. And I believe they will be coming back.
Yeah, they'll come to council.
Okay.
So we'll have that on the 17th.
Perfect, thanks. Next item, and this started the lion's share of the meeting. It was a long meeting. It had to do with the preliminary presentation on the Gateway District North PCD Sunbury Holdings Company LLC. This is the property that's in Sunbury, south of the Tangra Outlet Mall. They discussed selling the property that's right up against the new Sunbury Parkway and the interchange being sold to Ohio Health. And the other portion, we talked a lot more about streetscapes, trails, signage, look, feel as you approach Sunbury, more than we did about uses. This will be the first of many conversations related to this particular parcel. It's about, give or take, I think like 60 acres or so that's developable. Does that sound about right? And this does not include the parcel that is south of the Sunbury Parkway. And the next item was the preliminary presentation related to 37 East Granville Street. That's the building that fell down over here, Kelly and Brad Hall's building. It was demolished. They're looking at doing a 2-story building. We got a first look at it, had some feedback on the architecture, but we think it's going to be a nice addition to the square. Any questions on that? All right, next item on the agenda is the city manager report, Mr. Hennessy.
All right, so first up, I talked a little bit about the joint state legislative committee on data centers at the last meeting. One of the questions you had asked me is who are the other members of the committee? So in the report, I do have the full list of the membership. So Representative Holmes and Senator Chavez are the co-chairs. Other committee members are Thaddeus Claggett, Heidi Workman, and Chris Glasser. Those are the representatives, and Senator Bill, I think it's Reineke, Shane Wilkin, and Willis Blackshear. So not our local representatives on that. So they have started to receive testimony. They did, I think, 2 sessions so far. They've received testimony from invited state officials, the Regional Transmission Organization, that's the PJM network. They've received opponent testimony and interested party testimony. They do have another meeting scheduled for tomorrow, at which point they will hear from data center companies. So we have staff we are monitoring what's happening with the data center, but I think we'll go a little bit farther than that and actually try to put together some kind of a summary of the hearings that we can keep internally. And we'll certainly share that with, and by internally, I mean just keep for our educational purposes in terms of moving forward with any report out or any future recommendations. So we'll share that with you. We'll share that with others as well. So that's what's happening with the state select committee on data centers. A quick update on our special city council meeting on data centers. So again, that's on June 25th, 2026 at 6:30. It'll be held at Big Walnut High School. We are continuing to vet potential speakers, but I think as I've indicated, the focus has been on power, water, and noise. Those are the speakers that I'm trying to get for this first session. So not all of those speakers are confirmed yet, so hopefully I'll be able to get that information to you soon. We will put out the list of names in advance of the meeting so people know who's going to be attending.
One thing I wanted to mention, I know we had some recommendations from the public. We have tried to outreach to those particular individuals.
Yep. Yeah, we have started outreach to that, so thank you for those who have suggested names, and we'll continue to do the outreach. Yeah. And then just one other point maybe related to data centers. It was referenced, I think, in the public comment. We have been keeping a list of the public comments since the February meetings. I'll go ahead and put the list of comments out on the city's website for data centers. So if people can look at it, just make sure we've accurately captured the public comments that we've received up to this point. If you think we've inaccurately captured one of your comments, please let us know and we'll make the adjustment on that. So, all right, so that's what's going on with data centers. Couple of community events coming up this weekend. There's a fishing derby over at Sunbury Reservoir Park. And then on June 13th, we'll have our first reimagined version of the farmers market this year. They're calling them second Saturday markets on the square. So each second Saturday of the month for the next 4 months, there'll be a themed market on the square. This one is furry friends. As I said in the Parks Committee, if you have a friendly furry friend, bring that friend. Anyway, food trucks, small business vendors, pet rescue, other kinds of stuff. So be great. Damon touched on the contract, so I won't go over any of that. Under law enforcement, I did want to note that we did receive a second body armor award from the Ohio Attorney General's office. This one's just a little over $18,000. You may recall we announced another one that was, I think, over $40,000, somewhere in the $40,000 to $45,000 range. So really appreciate what the police department is doing here now to reach out and find some grants. So special recognition, I think, to the policy analyst and IT position. We've talked about, we created that former officer Alexander has been instrumental in helping get these grants. So we're getting some return on that investment as well. But he's also has been providing IT support throughout the city. And I know our team has very much appreciated that. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Just going to add on the select committee on data centers. Anybody can search this. This is all public record. They're keeping good video records and publishing the meetings in real time. I mean, if you just Google select committee on data centers or Ohio select committee on data centers, something to that effect, takes you right to the link. It shows you the members. It also shows you the testimony. and the video. So the first meeting, as Mr. Hennessy mentioned, was on May 27th. It was about 3.5 hours. It was PJM, the Electrical Regional Authority, Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, EPA, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, the Department of Development, and then a representative from the Data Center Coalition. The June 1st meeting was all public comment. It was a 4.5 hour meeting, and all of the testimony that was provided, including the written, is part of the public record that you can go out and read. It's a lot of reading. I mean, there's a lot of material. I've asked our staff to, help us synthesize this in more real time and not wait until the select committee, produces their results. I don't know how many of these sessions they're going to have. I would imagine probably 4 or 5 at least. And this is not directly related to House Bill 646. It almost seems like they're trying to get a little bit of the pre-work done, because I don't know that House Bill 646 has officially been signed yet. Okay. But it obviously was strongly supported in both houses. That would be shocking if the governor did not sign that, given, everything that's going on. And then I wanted to mention at least the next item on the agenda for them. They have a meeting tomorrow. I don't have the exact time, and they've been publishing around like 10 a.m. And that will be data center companies. That's just listed who is going to be presenting.
Yeah, and Sean and I had a conversation with the city of New Albany yesterday as well. So I know they have said that they're preparing some testimony that they'll be presenting next week. So I don't know what additional testimony there is, but there's at least another round of comments that they're expecting to receive. So
great, thank you. All right, any other questions for Mr. Hennessy? All right, we're under resolutions. No third reading, no second reading, first reading. Resolution number 2026.17, a resolution approving construction, administration, and inspection services with DLZ relating to the 2026 street improvement program. Nice. Sorry, I'm still I like the music, but I'm thinking we might bring that in as a mainstay. All right, first reading resolution number 2026.18, a resolution approving regulated materials review investigation with American Structure Point relating to the State Route 37 road widening project. Mr. Capel hit on this briefly. And also, if you have further questions, Mr. Dabrowski can talk to you about that. And it was discussed in the Services Committee. Ordinances, third reading, ordinance number 2026.10, an ordinance consenting to the Ohio Department of Transportation for asphalt overlay, pavement repair, guardrail upgrades, and resurfacing ramps and collector distributor lanes of I-71 through the city of Sunbury. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Crawford. Discussion. Roll call.
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford,
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes, excuse me, yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
70 yeas, motion approved.
The third reading ordinance number 2026.11, an ordinance providing consent to the Ohio Department of Transportation to remove snow and ice and use snow and ice control material on state highways in the city of Sunbury, to enter into an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Transportation for snow and ice removal, to perform certain maintenance and or repair on state highways in the city, and to authorize the city to enter into an agreement with the State of Ohio Department of Transportation for certain maintenance and or repair. Pardon me. Make a motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Grumney. Discussion. Roll call.
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost.
Yes.
7 yeas, motion approved.
Second reading ordinance number 2026.01.1, first amended, an ordinance amending the 2026 annual appropriations. Ordinance number 2026.16, an ordinance amending the credit card accounts and authorizing users with expenditure limits. And no first readings. We're on a new and unfinished business. Big Walnut High School class of 2025 project. Is there anything else we need to discuss on this? You're looking for a formal approval?
yes, I am. Yep.
Any further discussion?
I'll make a motion of support.
Got a motion by Mrs. Cooper,
I'll second.
second by Mrs. Crawford. Let's give it up to the class of 2025. I like that project. It's gonna be nice. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor St. John.
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
7 yeas, motion approved.
Planning and Zoning Commission appointment, this has to do with Mrs. Deborah Miller. She's got one of the, is this the last off-cycle term?
Can we appoint her for the position? Can we appoint the position through December?
Yeah, so
I think that's kind of what.
Yeah, I think that is actually, I think what we would like. So the charter amendment did say that the planning and zoning commissions would be aligned with the end of the calendar year. So, and it looks like there are 3 members whose term will expire this year, 3 members next year. So I guess waiting any longer than that would probably have a little bit of, I mean, the balance of the turnover might be too significant. So to me, it feels like aligning it with 2026 makes sense. If you agree. And I know Ms. Miller has indicated a willingness to continue to serve. I do have her resume in the packet as well, if you need to see that.
Yeah, she's wonderful to work with.
Is her term up
Yes.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know she's filled it. She's participated in zoning working groups as well.
Yes.
So she's committed.
Yeah, she's good. I'll make a motion to appoint Mrs. Miller to the Planning and Zoning Commission through the end of the year.
I'll second.
Mr. Long, second. Discussion. Roll call.
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Capel,
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford,
Yes.
Mr. Ghost,
Yes.
Mr. Grumney,
Yes.
7 yeas, motion approved.
Mr. Long, do you have any new or unfinished business?
Not today, no.
Okay, Mr. Grundy,
I do not.
Mr. Capel,
No, not today.
all right, Mrs. Cooper,
That's me.
Mrs. Crawford. Mr. Gross? Nothing, sir. One thing I wanted to just mention, I heard Mr. Bennett say this, and I've heard others say that, city council, I don't want to stereotype or like generalize the feedback, but that we aren't engaging. I mean, the public comment portion is intended to be where we're respectfully listening, taking feedback, thinking it through, analyzing it. And ultimately doing something with that information, taking it as part of like the broader fact pattern of whatever the issue is. I think Mr. Bennett brought up a good point, and I've heard this, and it's that council isn't reacting to the public comment. I think that's by design. You know, what I would say, and to agree with what Mr. Bennett said, is I think this council did listen early on, and you know, took a very strong step in putting a moratorium on data centers and development agreements related to data centers, at least through January, and so we can take time to analyze the public feedback as well as get independent witness testimony. And I think one of the most important things that we talked about, I know I said this in the State of the City, is letting the state process play out. Ahead of us, there's things that the city of Sunbury is obviously going to learn from, you know, select committee and other statewide activities where they have direct access to the director of the EPA and the director of Department of Development. We're not going to be calling those individuals in to testify, but we can gain value from that. So I'm not saying that feedback is wrong. I understand why it feels like that. But I think the most affirmative, strongest step that we could have taken, we did take at the time to give council time to analyze the facts on the whole, and definitely taking into account the public feedback, which is why we're tracking every single public comment, and then kind of taking it and looking at, okay, how do we validate what's being said, especially if somebody's not providing the study, you know, to us, and they're just saying it. So it takes us time to research that. I just wanted to say that. And is there any comment, questions? Okay.
I appreciate you saying that, because I felt that way, and that I feel like the public is looking at us and thinking that we're not listening, and we absolutely are. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know this council is definitely listening. I mean, When Dave Martin was on, I wouldn't agree. Just kidding, Mr. Martin. No, I do agree. I think this group up here are very empathetic listeners. I know individuals call me offline talking about, hey, did you hear this? And we're trying to figure this out as well. It's not that we didn't do due diligence. It's just there's new information, and I've tried to state that for the past couple of months. So anyways, next meeting is on June 17th. And then again, we have the special council meeting the following week. And with that said, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Second by Mr. Castle. Discussion? Roll call.
Mayor St. John,
Yes.
Mr. Capel.
Yes.
Mrs. Cooper.
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes.
Mr. Ghost.
Yes.
Mr. Grumney.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
7 yeas, we are adjourned.